Good evening, students, families, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the 67th celebration of academic excellence at Newburyport High School. My name is Brendan Grossman, and it is my sincere pleasure to conduct this ceremony as the President of the National Honor Society. Tonight, we come together to celebrate the tremendous achievements of our students, all of whom have shown exceptional dedication and perseverance in their academic pursuits. To begin, I would like to invite our distinguished guests to give their introductory remarks. We will first hear from Superintendent Sean Gallagher, who will be followed by Principal Andy Wolf.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be part of the 67th Annual Academic Honors Celebration. First of all, I'd like to recognize our families, parents, and our caregivers and the loved ones out in the audience tonight. Obviously, your love and support and encouragement has been the foundation upon which these students have built their success. I'd also like to congratulate all of our students that are being recognized tonight. It's a privilege to be with you this evening to celebrate your academic accomplishments. As we all know, Newburyport is a community steeped in tradition, yet consistently moving forward. For some people, it's easy to see how tradition and innovation as opposites. But in truth, here in Newburyport, we thrive both in our values and our history. Tonight's one of those moments. Each of you are receiving a key. Whether it's a bronze, silver, or gold, it's being honored for your effort, for your perseverance, for your intellectual curiosity. And while academic success often comes quietly, your late night studying or early morning reviewing those flashcards or collaborating on all the projects that you've done throughout your career here, you know that academic achievement is never invisible. Your academic dedication and commitment builds over time, and it builds in you. It builds you into thinkers, communicators, problem solvers, and ultimately scholars. So tonight, our bronze key recipients, I hope this marks an important step of your academic success. I hope you're also motivated by those receiving silver and gold keys, and that you continue to challenge yourselves daily. To our silver and gold recipients, your consistent commitment to learning is a powerful statement. You've made academic excellence a habit, and that habit will serve you well wherever path you choose to go. I also want to extend a special congratulations to this year's Francis T. Bresnian Scholar Athlete Award, Tyler Turbanian, and also this year's Newburyport High School Scholar Artist recipient, Declan Hawkeiser. Your ability to balance rigorous academics, athletics, and the arts is a remarkable achievement. And to these great class facilitators, our salutatorian Molly Grant, valedictorian Callum Johnson, and National Honor Society President Brendan Grossman, you all represent the very best of this school community, and we're extremely proud of you. And lastly, in closing, I just want, we all know that earning these academic keys is not easy. You have all demonstrated resilience, discipline, and strength in character. It's also part of your educational journey, and in many cases, those qualities are much more important. So tonight, we celebrate not only your academic milestones, but we also celebrate the journey that you all took to get there. Congratulations to everybody, and as the Clipper family always says, onward, forward. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking time tonight to recognize the academic accomplishments of our students. This stretch of school year is an exciting time for us. Just over 4 weeks ago, some of you were here for the Arts Honor Society and National Honor Society induction ceremony, and now tonight we celebrate the 67th anniversary of the Academic Awards Night, in which students from all grade levels are recognized for their academic achievements. And though the world is very different today than it was 67 years ago when this ceremony started, it's important to note that the qualities our students exhibit to meet high academic excellence are still the same. Hard work, strong resolve, a positive attitude, and dedication. Our mission statement here highlights this drive for excellence and notes the importance of having partnerships to do so. So with that said, I want to say to all of the students who are in attendance tonight, be sure to thank your parents, peers, and your teachers from all grade levels who have supported you in meeting tonight's accomplishment. You have definitely worked hard, and that is to be commended. Now, tonight's ceremony does take a decent amount of planning, and I would like to thank Mr. Mark Littlefield for all of the work he has done to keep our speakers and me on track to make this event happen. I'd also like to thank Mr. Cole for supporting Brendan, who is our National Honor Society president, who will be facilitating tonight's ceremony. Additionally, I want to recognize Miss Alice Krupe as she takes care of the many details that go into ensuring students are awarded the correct key. And last, Rourke Lee, thank you very much again for providing the ambiance and the sound for our ceremony. Rourke has been doing this since his freshman year, so hopefully we will not be embarrassing you too much later on in the ceremony. But you always sound great. Now, as for the 67-year history of the Academic Awards Night, the student president of our chapter of the National Honor Society has emceed the ceremony. And I think this just says so much about Newburyport's emphasis on academic achievement by having a student-facilitated ceremony to recognize student success in the classroom. Brendan has been preparing for this evening over the past few weeks, and after watching him MC the National Honor Society induction, he consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism and preparedness. Ultimately, he exemplifies what the key ceremony is about, so thank you, Brendan, for taking on this role. And I'm very much looking forward to hearing our speeches from all of our speakers tonight. They have worked very hard over the past month preparing what they wanted to say to everybody. So before I give the podium back to Brendan and our student speakers, I want to say congratulations to all of our students here tonight for the work you have put in to be recognized. Go Clippers!
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to introduce this year's Francis T. Bresnahan Scholar Athlete recipient, Tyler Cherbanian. Tyler has truly exemplified what it means to excel both in the classroom and on the field. As a dedicated member of the varsity football, downhill skiing, and lacrosse teams, as well as two-time youth bocce bash champion, Tyler has balanced a rigorous athletic schedule with outstanding academic performance. He's truly a mathematical genius on and off the field. Even in kindergarten, he used to flex his multiplication skills that no one else had. Nowadays, in the classroom, he's able to glide through top math classes while also having to deal with people like me asking him for help every day. On the gridiron, he's able to see formations as a game of numbers, even helping Coach Smolsky coordinate new defensive schemes and blitzes. Tyler exemplifies what it means to be a leader, from being a two-time captain of the ski team to president of student council. His leadership skills have helped enhance the environment at NHS. As president of student council, he has worked tirelessly advocating for the whole student body with administration. Tyler's commitment, resilience, and sportsmanship make him a role model for student athletes across our school. Please join me in congratulating my best friend, Tyler Cherbanian, on this well-deserved recognition.
Thank you, Colin, for the introduction. I'm glad you took it that direction because that could have been a lot worse. I just want to say how grateful I am to receive this award. I want to thank the Bresnahan family on behalf of this school my family, and myself, your continued support of dedicated student athletes is truly something special and very thoughtful. Coach Smolsky always emphasized to me the importance of finding a balance between sports and athletics. Sports and academics, sorry. And if you know him, you know he has a way with words. He recently said something to me and it really stuck. Football, sports, is not life, but a simulation of life. Throughout practices and games, you will have many highs and lows. You will have success and failure. Adversity will come knocking at the door, whether it is in school when your assignments are piling up or when you are struggling in an academic subject. Football is the greatest teacher on how to face and handle those difficult situations. For me, the challenge started my freshman year. After my first double session and 3-hour practice, I quickly became jealous of my friends that weren't taking any honors classes and didn't have much homework. I was worried that I was going to fail to balance my workload, not allowing myself to experience football and academics to the fullest. However, by applying the culture I learned in football, I was able to put my head down and take on any challenge I faced. I found the perfect equilibrium between academics and sports. Flashback to the first game of the season in football. I remember lining up on defense against Masco's left guard, and he was probably a foot taller than me and 120 pounds heavier. And I was shaking. It was scary. But he put me on my backside a few times, but after the game, it really made me realize that I was going to have to make up for my size in some way. The best way I found to contribute to my team was by making sure everything was organized and making sure I knew what everyone else on the field was supposed to do. By constantly watching film for the next team we'd match up against, I was able to recognize their tendencies and contribute to Smolsky helping call plays on defense and making sure myself and my teammates knew their assignments. I found my presence, improving myself and helping others, and I don't think I could see it in a different way. This school system really urged me to figure out how my brain works and what makes things click, and how I can be the greatest asset to a team, not just in sports, but in any aspect of life. I thank the faculty for motivating me to take advantage of my resources, and by applying this habit outside of school, it will set me up for any challenge. You know, I wasn't sure what I was going to say after I heard I was supposed to give a speech, but after a short conversation with my dad, that changed. I was talking to him about my uncertainty, and he reminded me of something I'd said to him a few weeks before. He asked me if I was excited about going to Georgia, and I said, of course, but I'm going to miss Newburyport. This town has given me so many opportunities, and I was constantly challenged by the rich culture here in Newburyport. But what really sets our town apart is the support given to us by our strong community of faculty and citizens. Newburyport produces so many great, caring individuals and families. This city's history is rooted in its community and in families like the Bresnahans that support students like me, looking to build a future and one day contribute to the community we so gratefully live in. I want to take a second to thank all of you for supporting and contributing to this community. Have a good night. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It is my honor to introduce Declan Hawkeiser, this year's recipient of the Scholar Artist Award for his outstanding dedication to theater over the past 4 years. Declan has been a cornerstone of our school's productions, participating in every single show here since the beginning of his freshman year. taking on big roles as an actor and also serving as an outstandingly organized and efficient stage manager. Declan's commitment to the stage is matched only by his incredible work ethic, both in and out of theater. Academically, Declan shines across a wide range of subjects, always giving his best effort, even when a class doesn't come easily. What most of you may not know is that Declan has designed a large majority of the banners, t-shirts, and programs that you see representing the shows we put on, an example of Declan's true dedication to the department as a whole. Beyond his achievements, Declan is a true friend. He is always there to make sure to uplift those in theater and give strong encouragement to underclassmen to help build a stronger community. Some of my favorite memories with Declan are our long drives and debrief sessions after hours of tireless rehearsals, and I will always be grateful for how he supported me during a tough time. Declan, your talent, kindness, and dedication inspires us all. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Lizzie, and congratulations to everyone being academically recognized tonight. We've all worked very hard for these achievements and should be beyond proud. I've come to realize that my involvement in the arts, particularly in our school's theater department, has been pivotal to the person I am today and the lessons I will take with me to college and beyond. A few weeks ago, I came across a video of an actor named Josh Groban, and he said something that really stuck with me. He said, no matter what your business is, if you need somebody who can work well on deadlines, take over a job in a pinch, act like they've been doing it the whole time, and do it on almost zero budget, the best thing you can do is hire a former theater kid. Granted, I laughed when I first heard it too, because honestly, it's true. But then I realized it's the best summary of what the Arts Scholar recognition means. Through involvement in these programs, we learn things past performing and painting. We learn applicable skills that take us far and beyond. The truth is, the arts have made me an infinitely better student and far better prepared for a future career. They not only offer me and my peers an outlet and a break from our classes, but they completely rewire the way we think and approach academics. This reason is because of the inherent skills embedded in the arts curriculum. The arts teach creativity, collaboration, adaptability, and the most important, empathy, all of which vital for any career. In English class, art students see narratives and arguments, diving deeper into text and understanding characters beyond their written descriptions. In history and civics, we don't just see facts and dates, but they recognize human stories, flawed and complicated. And in math and science, we look past problems and instead seek patterns and creative solutions. I want to acknowledge that to gain these skills, you don't need to be spending 15 hours a week in rehearsals, piano lessons, or in the studio, but keeping the arts in your life in some capacity will work wonders. Listen to music, go to museums. I'll give a shameless plug, come see the show this weekend. Even as I head towards a future in the healthcare field, I know the lessons I've learned in the arts will stay with me forever. In a world full of division and disagreement, the arts remind us how to connect, listen, and understand each other. I also want to take a minute to recognize how fortunate we are to have such strong arts programs here at NHS, and how grateful I am that they're being recognized in relation to academics. This year, NHS artists have earned awards and recognitions across music, visual art, video, and theater. And behind every single one of these achievements are teachers who believed in us. So, to Ms. Phillips, Mr. Cohen, Ms. Rico, Mr. Kowski, and more, thank you so much. You are not only some of the hardest working people I know, but also the kindest, most passionate, and most generous. You guys have built programs that foster more than talent, but you built communities that prepare students for life. A question that I find many people in our grade ask themselves recently is, was it worth it? As we look back on countless hours spent studying, at work, club meetings, and applying to college. I'll admit, I asked myself this too. Was it worth staying up until midnight, learning lines and studying for tests? Was it worth sometimes spending my study blocks painting sets? Was it worth the 16-hour days during tech week, tirelessly rehearsing to prep for a show and finishing my homework backstage? The answer is simple. I wouldn't have had it any other way. This weekend, I closed my 9th and final show at NHS, 3 weeks before we graduate. It's a bittersweet ending, but I know the lessons I've learned through the arts will carry with me wherever I go. In closing, I encourage you all to keep the arts in your life like I did, and please keep supporting our fantastic programs. Thank you.
everyone. My name is Liz Conrad, and I'm honored to be introducing our next speaker tonight, Molly Grant. Molly and I have been best friends for 9 years now, and although it's hard to sum up our friendship in just a few words, I want to share a quick story that I think illustrates it pretty well. Earlier this year, Molly and I were walking out of school together, as we do, and in the midst of me rushing to my car while simultaneously complaining about the unreasonable amount of homework and studying that I had that night, she pulled me back and, half joking, half serious, said, "Can you just stop and smell the roses?" I laughed so hard at this remark, not just because she was right, but because I wasn't entirely familiar with the saying. We laughed the rest of the way to our cars with her teasing me that I thought she had made up the phrase, and I forgot all about how stressed I was in the first place. This may seem like a small moment in our 9 long years of friendship, but to me, it says everything about Molly. She has an incredible ability to ground the people around her. Even with all of her responsibilities, her drive, and her endless commitment to school, she never loses sight of what really matters, friends and family, a quality that I've always admired about her. For those of us who are seniors and who are about to enter our last week of high school, I encourage you all to take a breath, slow down, and as Molly would say to me, stop and smell the roses. Please join me in welcoming my best friend and our salutatorian, Molly Grant. Hello, everyone. I just want to take a quick second to thank Liz, of course, for introducing me, and to thank all my friends and family who are here today to support me. That being said, if there's one thing I've learned in life so far, it's this. You can't go it alone and expect to succeed. Life and your academic journey isn't a solo mission. It's a team effort. And to thrive, you need a community. People who will lift you up in moments of struggle and celebrate with you in moments of triumph. Building community is something I've been doing my entire life, sometimes intentionally and sometimes without even realizing it. Whether inside or outside of the classroom, the relationships I've built have shaped me into who I am, and I wouldn't be standing here today without the people who have stood beside me throughout my journey. When I first walked into this building 4 years ago, I had no idea how challenging high school would be. From navigating new friendships to facing tough coursework, I've had moments where I didn't think I could do it. And in those moments, it was my community that picked me up and pulled me forward. I can stand here and attest to the power of community because I've needed mine to believe in me when I struggle to believe in myself. One moment I'll never forget happened during midterms last year. I had my AP Chemistry and AP US History exams back to back. I walked out of chemistry with tears in my eyes, convinced that I had failed. And by the time I got to my next classroom, those tears had turned into a full meltdown. But instead of being met with pressure, I was met with compassion. My APUSH teacher handed me the test with a small sticky note attached, telling me that I could take it when I was ready, when I could give it my best and not just focus on holding back my tears. That small act of kindness reminded me how vital it is to have people who see more in you than just your grades. People who want you to succeed and care enough to meet you where you are. Years from now, I probably won't remember much about that chemistry exam, but I'll remember that sticky note. I'll remember the support, and that's what community is. It's the moments that stay with us long after tests and assignments are gone. Community outside of school is just as important, maybe even more so. High school is demanding and burnout is very real. There are days when you feel like giving up, but when you have people outside of school to remind you that you are more than just a student, it becomes a little easier to keep going. For me, that community has been my family, my friends, and cheerleading. I know I'm not the one today speaking on athletics, but I can't leave it out. Cheer has been part of my life for over 10 years, and this year, as captain and as a coach to an amazing group of young girls, it has given me a sense of belonging that I'll carry with me forever. Whether it was the joy and the smiles of the girls I coached, or the endless laughter at practices and competitions, cheer helped me discover joy when school felt overwhelming. It reminded me that there was more to who I am than my GPA. That's why I encourage all of you to build a community that helps you unfocus sometimes. I know that may sound contradictory to academic success, but I promise stepping away, recharging, and reconnecting with who you are beyond your studies will actually help you succeed within them. I've also learned that pursuing a path in STEM comes with its own set of challenges. It's been difficult, especially for someone who already sets high standards for herself. There have been many times I've let small setbacks shake my confidence. But earlier this year, a wise teacher told me something that stuck with me. Women in STEM don't struggle more than men because they're any less capable, but because they're often less willing to move on when they don't know an answer right away. That really hit home. And that same teacher is the one who met me every morning before tests, walking me through practice problems and building me up when I couldn't do it alone. She didn't just teach calculus, she embodied the essence of what it means to be someone's community. So I'll leave you with this. School is hard and life is hard, but with the right people beside you, it becomes infinitely more enjoyable. So build your community, be someone else's community, celebrate your people, and cherish those relationships so you never forget that success is so much sweeter when it's shared. Thank you.
Good evening. When I walked into Knox Middle School for the first time in 7th grade, I was a completely fresh face. I didn't know anybody, and nobody knew me. Callum was one of the first people to make me feel welcome. He quickly became one of my first friends, and I really appreciated how easy it was to have a conversation or a debate with him. Of all the conversations and debates we had, though, the one that stuck with me the most was in 7th grade, when he told me his goal was to become high school valedictorian. While for some people, this might have been a too lofty goal, for Callum, this is just who he is. Over the course of high school, Callum has shown that he more than deserves the distinction of valedictorian. His repeated commitment to academic excellence, coupled with his initiative and extracurricular activities, such as investment club, his various internships and community service acts, and the numerous times he's helped me with my math homework, have distinguished him as an exceptional student. When other students, such as myself, ask him to play video games, Callum is usually quick to respond, "No, I'm studying for AP exams." That's the type of student he is. On top of this, he constantly challenges himself and is consistently open to exploring new opportunities. Whether it's going hiking with me in 3 feet of snow to the summit of a mountain, showing off his karate skills in a sparring match, or risking it all playing bingo, Callum constantly pushes himself, making him a great person to be around, and showing he isn't just a student or a grade in a transcript, but he's a lifelong learner. Not only is Callum dedicated to his own success, he pushes everyone around him to be the best version of themselves, offering words of encouragement and study help when I and others need it most. When I think back to that conversation in 7th grade, I think that moment sums him up perfectly as a person. Someone who knows what he wants, knows what it takes to achieve his goals, and knows how to put in the work to get there. So please give a big round of applause as I welcome to the stage your Newburyport class of 2025 valedictorian, Callum Johnson.
Thank you again, Max, for that, and I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Seniors, it has been a long 4 years since we first came to this school. Freshman year, coming out of 8th grade, I was a scared, quiet boy who only had one close friend coming out of the days of COVID. Luckily, it was the person willing to introduce me tonight. I didn't have any expectations for high school, except for the burning pressure I felt to do well. I had no expectations, but I had a plan. Being the naive child I was, I thought everything could be done in the same manner as before. Homework right after school, projects turned in early, and bedtimes no later than 8. I'm sure many of you students and parents thought the same. Now, only a few weeks until graduation, how many times have each of you stayed up late to complete a math assignment? or waited until the last minute to turn in a reading guide, or gone to bed at a ridiculous time. We are not hardwired as students to be the most rational, most responsible people, but our tendency to do what is uncomfortable is interesting, because it suggests that we are predisposed to taking more risks than the average person. What I want to tell you tonight is to hold on to that part of yourself. As each of us grows up and begins to imagine life outside of Newburyport, it becomes apparent that the exact direction of our lives will be unguarded, and only our own actions now will be able to change the circumstances we have 30 years later. My advice: start gambling. Not with money, no, but with your time. Start taking a look at your life and consider, what cards do I have? What do I want to gain from playing? How much do I need to risk? Many of you have already been doing this throughout our years here, taking risks in different ways, like reaching out to new people or taking harder classes. Sometimes whatever risks you take don't work out, but that's okay. You were able to sit back down and try again. And those are the gambles that I've made in my time here that I still regret. But just like everything that we do here at the high school, we find a way to push through. In high school, we were able to play with smaller blinds, doing what we wanted, but armed with the knowledge that we had the time and resources to keep taking chances for as long as we studied here. But out in the wider world, that luxury escapes us. Many of you have plans for after high school, and, perhaps naively, think you have an idea of what the future holds. In reality, it's impossible to know. So what's the point in playing it safe? Try talking to that person you find interesting. Try learning about something that intrigues you in college. Try and open your mind to different ideas and experiences that you come across. The only wrong way to play any betting game is to leave without betting at all. I tell you this as a person whose friends have told me many times that I'm not a risk taker. I disagree. When I met some strangers in my freshman year and decided to befriend them, I found some of my closest allies. When I decided to take only the hardest classes I could, I ended up with a newfound sense of perseverance. When I decided to go against my fear of others, of failure, and of embarrassment, I gained invaluable confidence in myself. I think all of us are risk takers in some way, and I think we should continue to take those risks until the day comes when we won't have any more time left to bet. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I hope you take that idea to heart. I want to thank some people, the people who let me take these risks throughout high school and beyond. I want to thank my family, the people who kept me honest and on track in their own way. I want to thank my teachers, the people who kept encouraging me to continue forward in my education. And I want to thank my friends, the people who stuck with me for 4 years, helped me overcome my fears, and kept me sane throughout my ups and downs. Without any of these people, I would not be standing here today. I hope you all have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you seniors at graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, Callum. Freshmen are invited to our celebration if they have made honor roll for at least one semester at Newburyport High School. These students have demonstrated the personal qualities of hard work and determination that will allow for them to become recipients of academic keys in the very near future. Let us take this opportunity to recognize our Grade 9 students for this outstanding achievement. Will all first-time honor roll recipients please stand and be recognized? Congratulations to you all. Another traditional part of tonight involves the announcement of the students who will represent Newburyport High School at the North Shore Scholars Program, which is sponsored by the North Shore Chamber of Commerce. The Honor Scholars Program, now in its 56th year, recognizes more than 300 students from 34 public and private schools on the North Shore, all of them part of the top 5% of their graduating class. These students and their parents participate in a dinner that brings the top scholars together from around the region. Will our North Shore scholars please rise, and as I read your name, come to receive your recognition. First, Lucy Buckmeyer. Brindley Fisher. Kira Garrity. Molly Grant. Declan Hawkizer. Callum Johnson. Priya Kaur. Ava Moran. Theo Roberts. And Max Walker. Congratulations to our top scholars, and thank you for representing Newburyport at next week's dinner. I would now like to introduce former school committee member and Alumni Association officer Stephen Cole and World Language Instructional Lead Miss Alden Metz, who will say a few words around the Seal of Biliteracy program and announce our students who have successfully earned a Massachusetts Seal of Biliteracy this school year.
Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone to this important night that we share in recognizing student achievement. Also, I would especially like to recognize the freshmen that are here. I wish you all the best as you march forward towards this juncture in 3 years, onward, forward. I have participated in this event as a student. I proudly wear my National Honor Society pin tonight. I've also attended as a parent and as a member of the school committee. Tonight, on behalf of the NHS Alumni Association, I am proud to help recognize students who have earned a Massachusetts Seal of Biliteracy. As a licensed social worker now retired, I am proud to help recognize students who have earned a Massachusetts Seal of Biliteracy. I also can tell you about the importance of languages in breaking barriers. In fact, I often carry this Jackie Robinson baseball card, respecting his efforts to inspire the importance of creating opportunity where there was none. Mastering languages provides a foundation to break through barriers, increase cultural competency, linguistic diversity, and excel in an area that is most meaningful to the individual.
Good evening. The Seal of Biliteracy was created to reward students for attaining high levels of proficiency by graduation, either through study of a world language or by maintaining a heritage language spoken at home. The Seal of Biliteracy provides a bridge connecting English language learning and world language programming. It encourages students to study and master languages and gives recognition to linguistic and cultural diversity. The award status can be included on resumes and is accepted for college credit by many state colleges and universities. This year, we have 11 students who will be receiving awards in 2 languages. Please join me in congratulating for the Seal of Biliteracy for Portuguese and English and Spanish and English, Pedro Correa. And Camille Russi. And for the Seal of Biliteracy for Spanish and English, Ben Brooks. Callum Johnson. Priya Kaur. Sophie LaFranchise. Rourke Lee. Sam Lemoyne. Sam Lopez. Josephine Josie Moore. And Jose Velasquez Perez. Congratulations.
I would now like to introduce our Associate Principal, Mr. Mike Testa, who will say a few words about the Global Citizenship Program, and then announce our senior students who have successfully earned their Global Citizenship certificate.
Thank you, Brendan. The Global Citizenship Program promotes global competence, a key 21st century skill in our Newburyport High School students. Through interdisciplinary academic study, community service, and participating in international travel or cultural program, our participants increase their global awareness, heighten their appreciation of diversity, and enlarge their capacity to work and contribute in an increasingly interconnected world. The program is open to all NHS students grades 10 through 12. This year, sophomores earned a certification in global citizenship through our parent organization, UNESCO. This year, the juniors ran the steering committee for our most successful international cultural festival to date. And the seniors, who we honor here tonight, each worked on a capstone project unique to their individual interests. A capstone is a year-long investigation into a personal theme that each student connected to the goals and objectives of our program. Our seniors focused on a diverse range of topics for their capstones and presented their work to the community and the public at our International Cultural Festival. Projects wide ranged from art therapy to identification of native plant species, including planting swamp milkweed, to clothing drives, access to healthcare, food insecurity and sustainable travel, the promotion of learning Spanish, the environmental role of the monarch butterfly, and animal rescue and protection. Each student researched in depth, collaborated with experts and mentors, and created a product that not only connected to who they are and their own interests, but to our community and the greater global community at large. By completing this work, these students now each receive certification in global citizenship skills from our program and will each receive a special medallion to signify that accomplishment. There are 10 seniors who have earned this accomplishment. If you are here tonight, you can come forward as I call your name. Isla DeVivo. Caitlin Downey. Vivian Jispers. Madison Green. Alina Hop. Madeline Hopwood. Sophie LaValle. Madeline Roden. Emily Kate Slocum. Avery Starr.
Now, please welcome our Innovation Pathways Coordinator, Dr. Aaron Hawks, who will say a few words about the Massachusetts Innovation Pathway Certificate recognition and then announce our senior student who has successfully earned this accomplishment.
Good evening. Tonight I am here to recognize our first graduate of Newburyport High School's Innovation Career Pathways program. For those that don't know about the Innovation Career Pathways program, I'll give you a little bit of info. The ICPs are a state designated program through the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education that are aligned with high demand industry careers within the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. They provide students with a career and technical education through a series of courses, which also include a 100-hour internship in the high demand industry sector. Last year, NHS received its first ICP designation for the environmental and life science pathway. And this year, we received 2 additional designations for healthcare and advanced manufacturing. The student we are recognizing tonight learned about this opportunity last year and knew it met her career goals. She persevered through completing the coursework and internship in just 2 years. It is with great pleasure that we recognize our first Innovation Career Pathways graduate in the Environmental and Life Science pathway, Ms. Maddie Roden.
Now we will begin the awarding of academic keys to the students. There will be 3 types of keys awarded, all of which require a certain number of semesters on the honor roll. A bronze key is given to students who have maintained at least a B average in every subject for 3 semesters. Silver key is given to students who have maintained a B average for 5 semesters. And a gold key is given to students who have maintained a B average for 7 straight semesters. Before we begin the key portion of this evening's ceremony, we would like to take a moment for a special recognition. Tonight's beautiful music is once again performed by Rourke Lee. Since his freshman year, Rourke has generously shared his extraordinary talent at the piano, becoming an integral part of our academic honors night tradition. His thoughtful musical selections and exceptional skill have elevated this ceremony year after year, creating an atmosphere of grace, celebration, and reflection. Rourke, your unwavering dedication and musicianship have made a lasting impact on this event and on all of us who have had the pleasure of listening. You have truly left your mark on this occasion, and your presence will be remembered as part of its legacy. On behalf of the Newburyport Public Schools, please accept this token of appreciation as a small expression of our gratitude. Will all sophomore, junior, and senior students receiving a key tonight please exit the auditorium and head to the cafeteria for lineup. I will start tonight's presentation of keys by reading the names of our bronze key recipients. The bronze key recipients are Sophia Adam, Ava Arena, Mila Baptiste, Noah Benson, Regan Pyatt, William Cotter, Finley Cohen, John DeJordy, Finian Devanay, Lucas Durkee, Jack Brew, Henry DeLawson, Harrison Disbers, Worth Green, Benjamin Dial, Callie Harris, Samuel Hartford, Jacob Hoffman, Benjamin Haushaw, Elise Kennedy, Nathan Lejeune. Daniel Lopez. Phoebe Lowell. Logan McKnight. Anthony Marks. Sophia Matheson. Ine McManus. Soma Marazi. Shoba Marazi. Uma Marazi. Thomas Rich. Aliu Spalding. Noah Tartan. Isla Trail. Gabriella Vinette. Alexa Warcall. Congratulations to our bronze key recipients. Now I will read the names of our silver key recipients. The recipients of the silver keys are Benjamin Brooks, Christian Brown, Bree Bucksbaum, Lila Coffey, Leo Cordingly, Charlotte Cotter, Lily DeJordy, Maximilian Forestel, Madison Green, Declan Iyer, Madeline Jackman, Charlotte Keeley, Tirsa Cook, Kyle Lasoskas, Emerson McCormick, Gwyn Morrissey, Caitlin Rinaldi, Sadie Reardon, Adelaide Schoenman. Maya Suchetti. Claire Ward. Congratulations to our Silver Key recipients. Now I will read the names of our Gold Key recipients. The recipients of the Gold Keys are Madeline Bell, Lucy Buckmeyer, Grace Chandler, Tyler Torbanian, Elizabeth Conrad, Isla DeVivo, Imri Agerman, Ruby Field, Brindley Fisher, Colin Fuller, Isabella Gem, Kira Garrity, Vivian Gisbers, Kate Gilmore, George Deutsch, Molly Grant, Andrew Hall, Parker Harding, Benjamin Healy, Declan Hawkeiser, Elizabeth Homer, Madeline Hawkwood, Callum Johnson, Bria Tor, Sophie LaFranchise, Sophie LaValle, Ella Looms, George Looms, Samuel Lopez, Aaron Marshall, Ava Moran, Theo Roberts, Cedar Schumacher, Molly Smith. Avery Starr. Lily Sue. William Tomowski. Henry Walker. Maxwell Walker. Rourke Lee.
Brendan Grossman.
Congratulations to our Gold Key recipients. As we bring our 67th celebration of academic excellence to a close, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Your presence has made this event a wonderful celebration of our students' talents and achievements. A special thank you goes to Superintendent Gallagher and Principal Wolf for their ongoing support. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to our speakers this evening, whose insights and thoughtful messages have truly elevated our celebration. Congratulations again to all of our students who were recognized tonight. Your accomplishments stand as a testament to your hard work and dedication. Thank you and good night.